Okay, these are your notes for on how to write an equation of a circle, and this is section 10.8 in your book. Now, on a coordinate plane, to graph a circle, we use this formula, okay? It's like using y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form, but we're graphing a circle, so it has to be a specific formula. And our formula looks like this. It's the quantity, x minus h squared, plus the quantity, y minus k squared, equals r squared. Now, in your formula, just like in slope-intercept, x and y are going to stay variables, okay? Because we're graphing on a coordinate plane, we need an x and a y for each axis. The center of your circle becomes hk. And notice that in your formula, they're negative, but in the center, they're positive. So these need to change signs from the formula. And that's a common mistake, is to forget to change the signs. When I'm pulling that information out of a formula, I need to make sure that my sign changes, or if I'm putting that information into a formula, I need to make sure my sign changes, okay? And r is the radius. Notice that it's r squared, though, so you're going to make sure you square root to get r, okay? Another common mistake is just to say that r is whatever number's at the end, whatever it equals. You have to make sure you square root that to get the radius. We got 4 examples here, and these first two say to graph these circles. So what we're going to do, I've given you an equation. You need to pull out the center, and you need to tell me the radius, and then we'll graph them from there. So here, for this example, our center is going to be, we have -2 and +3. They need to change their signs to 2, -3. Okay, make sure that they change their signs. And our radius is the square root of 25, which is 5. So now we plot our center, 2, -3. Okay, I'm going to give you some steps here. You list the center and the radius, plot the center, and then step 3 is to count the radius in 4 directions. Up, down, down, left, and right. Okay? And then you can make a circle. So we've plotted our center. We've listed those out. We've plotted our center. Now we have to count the radius in 4 directions. Our radius is 5, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. We're going to go 5 to the right. Go 5 down. And 5 to the left. And then we connect them in a way to make a circle. Okay? Make sure you connect your circle. Okay? Keyword on circle. I do not want to see that. That's a diamond. Okay? Make sure it looks like a circle. Got another example here. Notice on this one, there's no parentheses. That means there's nothing being added or subtracted to x. So when we give our center, x is going to be 0. H is 0 here, because there's nothing being added or subtracted to it. Y has +2. I need to change its sign, so it's -2. Our radius, remember we have to square root 49. Square root of 49 is 7. So we plot our center, and then we're going to count 7 in all directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go down 7. To the left 7. I'm going to go up 7. Right here. It's going to run into my writing a little bit, but that's okay. Connect them. This is a bigger circle because it has a bigger radius. I'm going to just kind of approximate through my work there. Alright? Now that doesn't look as good. That kind of looks like an egg. But I get the idea. Okay? I don't want a diamond. I want a circle. And that's how we would graph given an equation. Now our second 2 examples say write an equation based on the information. first example, they give us the center and they give us the radius. So we're going to plug in to our formula. Here's our formula again. R squared. Remember, these need to change signs. So it's going to be x plus 7 squared plus y, that's positive 3, minus 3 squared equals 10 squared. So we have x plus 7 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 100. And there would be the equation for our circle. That's given the center and the radius. For our second example, they're not given to us. We have to determine what they are. So I have to list out my center, over 1 and down 1, so my center is 1, negative 1. My radius, count out to the side, is 2. Now we plug our information in. X, it's going to change its sign, minus 1 squared, not squared. Oh, yes, squared, I made that mistake. Plus y, it's negative, plus 1 squared equals, I ran out of room, 2 squared. We're going to simplify this. So x minus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 2 squared, which is 4. And there's the equation for this circle. Okay? Now, those are your notes on equations of circles. It's completely different than what we've done in this chapter. So if you have questions, rewatch the video or bring them to class next time, because this, again, is something completely different from what we've done in this section.